Hello everybody, my name is Tenkaitzu and today I bring you kind of a different video. Usually my videos involve me playing just random games, having fun, or just me receiving a really weird legendary as a mercy. Which by the way at the end I do receive a legendary in this video. I figured hey, might as well. What you're gonna see in the background is just I think my last match on season 2. Uh, we didn't win, but it's still a really good match, so I will take it. They were really strong opponents. I think that's a yeah, it is a competitive match. For some reason, I thought it wasn't. I thought it was quick play. Anyway, the point of this video is for me to explain how my experience on season 2. Hopefully, you guys have a good experience on season 2. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed season 2 as better, much better, a much better experience than season 1. I know for a fact that I have a better experience in season 2 than I did on season 1. To be even more accurate, I actually reached the goal that I had wanted for season 2. Obviously, I wanted to be a top 500 player, but as a Mercy main, it is kind of difficult to reach top 500. But I did reach, however, uh, 3730, which is 3730 SR. The closest I could actually go as a top 500, considering that top 500 on console was, if I remember correctly, 3840. That's the minimum, the lowest. That's the number 500 right there. To say the least, um, reaching my 3730 SR it wasn't easy, especially as a Mercy main. It was kinda hard, and to explain the reason why, let me actually go through my whole season 2 experience. So when season 2 actually came out, I did my 10 playset matches. I solo queue some of them, I team play some of them. Most of them I solo queue. Most of the season I actually solo queue. After my 10 placement matches were done, I actually my SR was on 2400. So I was a gold tier player. Obviously, after solo queuing a few matches, I ended up reaching above 2500, meaning I was a platinum player. After I queue with a full group, uh, we went on a huge winning streak, and we went on like a 12 to 15, maybe even more. That how huge of a winning streak it was. That I went from 2600 to 3100, which means I went up a tier in just one night. Afterwards, I just tried to solo queue to try to get higher. Obviously, it didn't work because it was really early on the season, and you know, when it's early on the season, players are not on their respected places. So I was getting queued with either extremely bad players or extremely good or against extremely good players. It was a mess. Point is, I dropped from 3100 to 2800. Afterward, I decided to take a break, and that's when the DLC for Destiny came out. The expansion came out somewhat between the end or mid of September, and I spent 3 to almost a month playing the expansion. So at the end of me playing it, it was almost mid to the end of October, almost like 3 weeks away, 3 to 4 weeks away from season 2 to be over. When I came back to Overwatch, I came to realize that my SR dropped for inactivity on the competitive field. Honestly, me personally, I didn't thought that was actually a thing unless you were a master, grandmaster, or even top 500. But I got proven wrong. So I dropped from 2800 to 2500. I decided to give up on competitive, but you know, I didn't feel like my SR should still be dropping, so I played 1 to 2 match on a daily basis. If I won the first match, I would have played a second one. If I lost the first match, then I would have stopped. So that was it. That's 2 matches on a daily basis. on one of my daily matches, this is just at the beginning of November. One of my daily matches, I was explaining to one guy, whose name I will not say, of course, um, my competitive experience so far and my doubts and why do I feel like being I feel like I've actually be higher. So after the match, we won, of course, and he sent me a friend request. You know, it was my first match, so why not play a second one? We went on a huge winning streak afterwards. He actually convinced me to keep playing. So we went on a huge winning streak, and I went all the way to 2600, which I saw looking my way up there, to 3100. Little did I knew he was actually one of the top 100 players on the console, and he was on a Smurf account. He didn't tell me that until he actually called it quits for the rest of the day. It actually was pretty awesome. And afterwards, I decided I actually came back to the competitive field. I felt like I can do better since the season is almost over. You know, people are actually on their places a bit more. So I solo queue on my way from 3100 to 3400, a match away from master. That's how. That's that's where it actually got even better. Because as a support solo queuer, when you get queued uh, with people, obviously, at the moment you actually solo queue, there's a 50% chance of you winning, a 50% chance you losing. When you solo queue as a support, it actually goes lower in terms of losing because you actually have to trust your teammates to deal with all the DPS, all the tanks, all the healers, all the flankers, all that good stuff. Your main job as a support is actually ensure that people stay alive, which sometimes is kind of hard when the people actually just jump towards the enemy, and you know it is kind of difficult sometimes. But I actually did manage to reach master. Obviously, as I told you in the beginning, my season high was 3730, 3730. I didn't reach masters as a solo queuer though. I was dual queue with my friend Rogue, which if some of you have seen the Junkenstein's video, you know who she is. Afterwards, she helped me reach masters. She called it a night, and I skipped solo queuing by myself, and I reached 3730 by myself. As overall, I didn't reach Grandmaster top 500 like I wanted to, but I actually enjoyed the games that Masters and Grandmasters and top 500s actually had to deliver. Because unlike queuing on a diamond tier, on console at least, most of the people over there, and of course this is me as a support player, what I've noticed so far, most of the people actually just focus on either carrying or trying to get that crispy play of the game. Whereas Masters, Grandmasters, and Top 500 actually focus on team-based gameplay. And as a Mercy main, that's actually a whole lot better because I get Protector more often, I get Bubble more often, I get, you know, I feel more secure, more safer, and it's actually my job becomes a whole lot more easier. That being said, there's also those Genjis that are top 500 and Grandmasters that just destroy and annihilate the whole team, myself included. But aside from that, I feel like I should have actually reached higher than my season high. Reason for this is that out of the 200, no, I'm sorry, out of the 402 two games that I played, I actually won 205. Now, that being said, I don't know if some of you remember, but back in season 1, uh, Blizzard actually realized that the SR wasn't getting divided correctly or in fair terms because if we were to play a game together and you were to play a character that actually gives you eliminations and I were to play Mercy and we were to win the game, you will get at least a minimum of 25 points XR. Minimum. That's just a bare minimum. And my minimum will be 15 points. And that's even if we're underdogs, of course. Even if we're underdogs, overdogs, whichever, the minimum points I get for being a support main, that's 15 points, and the minimum points you get for being a character that actually does DPS, it's 25. Now, Out of the 402 games that I played, 205 I won. And those 205 that I won is divided between Mercy, Lucio, Zenyatta, Tracer, Mei, Reinhardt, Zarya, and Reaper. To begin with, I'm sorry if you hear like a little bit of a slam in the background. I have a notebook. I have a notebook in which I did some quick math and some little stuff that actually I believe is the reason why, and it explains a bit better how how this came to be, how support mains and DPS people actually gain more. So hear me out. This is my math. So my win percentage with all the overall with Zenyatta, Lucio, and Mercy was up to 49%. I'm gonna run it up to 50% for the sake of for the reason that my DPS win percentage was 50% as well. So let's go ahead and say that if I multiply 205, which is the one number of wins that I got, and I add the minimum of the support that I get per win, which is 15 points, I get up to 3,075 points. That's up to diamond class. That being said, I divide that by 50%. That's 1,538. It's actually 1,537.5, but you know, if there's a point, if it's like a point and the number after the point is 5 or higher, you actually run it up, so it's actually 1,538. That's, I don't think that's even silver player. I don't think it's even silver player. Now, if I were to play a DPS character, sorry, and I multiply 205, which is the number of wins, and with the minimum, which is 25, and I were to multiply it together, that's 5,125 divided by half by 50%. It's 2,562.5, rounded up to 2,563, and that's cut in half. Alright, so the thing about this is that it's almost over 1,000 points difference. Of course, if you, obviously I'm not the best at math, so I'm pretty sure that if you someone out there is better at math, you can actually do some math work and come up with something that actually tells me otherwise. But I feel like just by saying that is actually, it's self-explanatory that DPS player gets more points than actually healers. And the that being said, I did this math with the minimum points we actually win, which is 15 for supports and 25 for 20 to 25 for DPS. I'm pretty sure that's for an even match, not like underdogs, not overdogs or whichever. And I came up with these after I was playing on a friend's account, which I was playing Tracer on the account, and obviously on my account I was playing Mercy, and I realized that. So yeah, overall I am actually pretty happy with season 2, and hopefully season 3 will be actually better for me. If not the same, then even better. Hopefully I will reach sub 500 for season 3. Well, thank you guys so much for hearing me out. Tell me your experience of season 2 down in the comments below. Hopefully we can have a discussion of whether or not I'm wrong, which probably I am, but you know, I still believe that DPS players actually get more ESR than others, than the supports. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video, and have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Always better, because you can live through all that.
Oh,
Oh, what?
okay.
Just happened.
I'll take it.
Alright, that's the last game for me tonight. I'm gonna get off. It was fun. Can't believe Kiwi barely saw me play farm.